If he was killed for trying to that traitor is obviously the killer.
No, that might...
Huh? Are you... Wait.
Don't say something so stupid!
The killer didn't take Nagito's... I'm telling you, there were...
The reason Nagito's...
It's because the killer...
So that's why. What were they trying to... Definitely the bombs... If so, the is whoever found the bomb...
That was Fuyu. I found it. There's no way I'd torture someone. The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were tortured.
The reason Nagito's body...
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why. What were they trying to... Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyu. I found it by... There's no way I'd torture someone. The killer didn't take... I'm telling you, they were...
The reason Nagito's...
It's because the killer tortured Nagito. Crap. The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him. Mop! I'm telling you, they were torturing him!
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds...
It's because the killer tortured Nagito!
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by definitely the bombs? If so, is whoever found...
That was Fuyu. I found it. There's no way I'd torture someone! The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were...
The reason Nagito's...
It's because the killer...
So that's why... What were they trying to... Definitely the bombs... If so, is whoever found...
That was Fuyu. I found it. There's no way I'd torture someone! The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds...
It's because the killer tortured...
No, that's wrong! But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been... If he was being tortured for information...
I'm prepared! Ah, I just realized it! It's a trap!
Trap?
Stupid Hajime! Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk, but that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to...
Pay attention! This is how it went down! First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about... Then, after they killed him... Damn it! Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was... You obviously assumed he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to...
Pay attention! This first, the killer and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut through those words! No, There's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was...
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? Might as well. We don't need to play a game.
Why do you always side with Hajime? You have
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape. The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds. Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arm...
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles. He must have been struggling to open his...
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't... Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth...
They probably had a...
Then... If so...
No, they didn't just go crazy. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire...
The where?
can't think of any other...
But who could have done... When the fire occurred... Yeah, from right after I opened... Which means, it is...
The killer isn't one of us.
But even if it was only a coincidence...
Based on the pattern up until now... We should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this. Some kind of setup? Like what? I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazing... Alrighty then. Let's think about this.
Damn right it is! The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene.
The killer used some... He lit the curtain on fire with the light.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter. Based on the shape of that, it can stand upright.
If they tipped over, it could have ignited the...
Some way? Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound wave.
Or perhaps opening the door caused... The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene.
The killer used some kind of... setup. He lit the curtain on fire.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil?
They probably just, based on the shape, it can stand up.
If they tipped over, it could have ignited.
Some way? Maybe they used
There should have been a way to tip...
Or perhaps intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter. The direct cause of the oil lighter... found at the crime scene.
The killer used some... He lit the curtain on fire.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
The... direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the car.
The killer used something, lit the curtain on
Some kind of setup.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just based on the shape. It can stand up.
If they tipped over, it could have ignited.
Some way? Maybe they used
There should have been a way to tip it over.
or perhaps opening the door caused.
I agree with that. I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust up.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime. It looked like they were scattered everywhere. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels.
A domino effect. You mean those in place of those tiles? So when we opened the warehouse door, and from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the...
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels...
That's probably why they turned off the lights and...
So the reason the warehouse was...
And one more thing. Now...
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the ware...
That's it. So this... But those sounds weren't the only... Looking back on it, it was also... So the door was being... And when we opened the door, the domino effects... Yeah. And that's how the warehouse...
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned... Because the panel was blocking it. But the blocked doorway...
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem.
I see!
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave.
Now that...
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse.
Based on the patterns up in... You don't have to think so hard.
You don't mean...
Hajime?
This is my answer! What if...
Why'd you bring him up? He wasn't just the victim. Maybe. Huh?
Not just the victim. What is...
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did... Are you saying those...
But... Nagito might do...
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible...
Yeah, you're...
Yeah.
It seems we need to discuss how...
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible. To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just a leg, tying both arms would...
You couldn't do much with... It'd be impossible if you were by...
How about if you use... Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke? To actually tie up your own arms and legs, That's obvious!
Tying just the legs as tying both arms would be
You couldn't do much with the free arm. It'd be impossible if you were by your...
How about if you use your... Or if you use your...
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke? To actually tie up your own arm... No, that's wrong!
Hold on a sec.
What?
No, it shouldn't have been. The rope on his right arm was completely.
That was just burned by the...
It burned because of the fire. But that was part of the trap.
Crap! I see!
Take a close look at it. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't a burn like this, no matter how... That rope was burned in advance, so it would...
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't...
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's off! Akane! You should not give it away for free!
That's definitely...
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about... I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, it's impossible to stab a knife at...
Hajime, you tricked me!
Hold on.
Then hurry up and
If it's something lame, I'll make you get back to...
Even if Nagito's right hand... How could he stab his right hand with...
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped the knife and slammed his right hand, propped it onto what? If he just propped, he could have used his bound left...
If you're tied up, your arms... We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife, could he stab his hand that way? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Even if Nagito's right... How could he stab his right...
If he threw the knife and let the knife, could he stab his hand? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped and slammed his right, propped it onto... If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
Even if Nagito's... How could he stab his...
If he threw the knife and let the knife, could he stab his hand? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped and slammed his right, propped it up. If he just propped, he could have used his...
If you're tied up, your arms... We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Even if Nagito's... How could he stab his...
If he threw the knife and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
It's wrong?
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his...
If he threw the knife and let the knife, could he stab his hand? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped the knife somewhere?
I agree with that. The life-size Monokuma plushie.
He must make sense. That's why they were... He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed it. That's it. He had to place the plushie...
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma... A bleeding plushie is super scary! It's got the same fear factor as a dog!
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fires.
Probably thought the fire would incinerate.
So what do you think now?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, if you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to... If that's true, he can't grab a spear with his right hand if a...
Then, he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife and...
There is a... If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out!
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand, while your left hand is...
So you're saying it's
But no matter what I think, I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty.
You say you can't believe, but that's why you keep getting betrayed over and...
You just shut your mouth! It's against the rules to interfere. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan.
Mama!
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So... this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide take...
Then are you saying there is a killer among...
Of course that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, but even if I'm betrayed again, no matter how many times I may be betrayed...
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide...
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult. I feel that there's... I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how... everyone...
All right, let's do this.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand, but his left hand was... Then that rules out. If that's the case, the only other way...
He used his... Or maybe he used his front tail.
I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this. When the spear stabbed, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to... But his left hand was also tough. Then that rules out his left hand.
If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his... Or maybe he used his... I know guys have tails.
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
How did Nagito's... Let's work together. When the spear stabbed, his right hand was...
He was only able to... But his left hand was also... Then that rules out his left hand.
No, that's wrong! Hold on.
Why?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain. What's wrong with that?
We might need to think if there's blood on his palm.
I see! When the blood splattered, he was that's why there's such a strange looking...
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Here's the thought! He was obvious! Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his...
But even if he held the spear with his tied up...
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't...
At times like this, you should...
Oh, I got it!
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear...
I see! That's it! Instead of the handle, Nagito there was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by...
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size?
Ah, you're right! And then, the blood that was supposed to ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear...
That is where the clue to solve this... I am sorry. Of course... It seems we are stuck. At a time like this, how about we stick to...
That's a long plan, Nate.
one step at a time. Let's focus on the spear first.
How it was positioned... It's all coming together! The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying.
Ridiculous.
If Nagito did that all by himself, that'd be awesome, but he'd probably use the ceiling girder.
Nagito probably slung the cord over. He hoisted the spear directly. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear...
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using skills?
He... probably... If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to
I agree. When I was investigating this, why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear?
Then he really committed every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito, which means Nagito wounded himself. What?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth, too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy.
He was probably... by committing a suicide that looked like a murder. He was trying to...
And that's why...
Did he want us to die?
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's...
However, there was one thing. Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning...
So why did he not just do... If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause...
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and he created a scenario where any of us...
He tried to make us doubt each other.
Did he cause a bomb scare?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are...
Yeah. Bastard Nagito committed...
That should be...
What?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself. It's probably just my...
So what are you gonna do?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a...
You are right. It is...
Then it's okay to... That means we're done with this last class. It's okay to read such a happy...
Then it's okay? It's okay. Understood.
No.
Hold on.
Sorry, just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something...
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nag...
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who... No matter how you look at it, I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence.
You're gonna keep going?
Crap! Is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it. Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
We will never give up! In this particular case, is Monokuma...
Isn't that weird? Until now, the file's all but the cause of... the spear in Nagito's stomach.
Maybe it's not included if it's not in...
Well, I plead the...
There he goes again!
But even during Gundam's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the mod... Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on. Are you suggesting again?
You guys were the ones who said it.
No, I don't think it's a mistake, but it's not. Come to think of it, did Nagito really?
Are you sticking up?
That's not what I meant.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always does. For example, would that Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a I mean, this is Nagito we're
How interesting! Because you believe in his... I see. I guess that's what passes for...
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied. Even if it's just to be safe. You're right.
Just to be safe. Guess I have.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way.
Hey, Monokuma!
We've come this far. That's what I...
Oh, splendid. You got... That's right. If all your hopes are united...
No, no!
I'm Monami. By now, there's nothing more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fierce... That's basically...
So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by us. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities.
Other possibilities.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand.
That was definitely a gruesome wound.
If you think the cuts are...
Are we finished already?
I feel like...
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of. One up.
Exactly. We...
Let us consider a different fatal...
It's not the knife in his right. It's not the other wound.
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
I agree with that. That's it. If the cause of death was something we can't see.
It is true that poison is not something we can see.
I remember when I went to investigate inside the refrigerator.
Additionally, I see. Now that you mention it,
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an...
However, it's common for blood blotches.
I see. You sure seem to know...
What does that mean?
thus, even if blood blotches appear, if the body was all... There's no way we'd notice...
Did he wound his body just to camouflage?
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full.
His left hand was tied up and gripping this...
If it was a slow-acting poison...
No, the warning label on the...
Then it's impossible. Both his hands...
And this is when the heart...
You're totally overvalued.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he want...
If there's no way he could have drank the poison... Just kidding. It's not...
Are there any left?
Hell no! No matter how you...
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities. Operation Elimination Method.
all coming together! What if instead of drinking the poison...
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning. Dangerous when vaporized.
Poison gas! Then I'll...
He breathed that poisonous... But if poisonous gas had spread to...
I see! The sprinklers in the warehouse.
The poison gas disappeared.
Well, this would...
Of course! The chemical bonds that form the poison.
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must...
If it meets the requirements that well.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death. The wounds on his body, the spear in...
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito, in the end, it doesn't change the fact...
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. All right. All the mysteries...
Well...
What? There's...
Hey, what happened?
There might have been.
Chiaki!
If Nagito committed suicide then why wasn't there anything that looked like...
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse...
I see! Are you talking about the
Yeah. If not... Nagito brought...
He can't carry...
Yeah, that was written on the...
The container. Probably...
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no... Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't...
Then, does that mean
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice.
I mean...
even if he had an accomplice...
You're right.
Ah, you're right!
Right? Isn't it okay...
That's no good.
Huh?
I feel like Nagito... By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to... But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hope."
So Nagito's ghost!
Shut up!
I get what you're saying, but even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change it.
It'd be a suicide...
Even if they're really... Like Fuyuhiko said earlier...
But I just can't imagine ending...
It's fine, okay? There's some... And we probably just didn't notice it.
See, I got it!
Huh?
The fire grenades! Nagito put the poison inside one.
He used one of the fire grenades?
Yeah, the container with the poison in it was. Instead, it was in a container. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used. So.
Bastard.
He totally...
Which means... Did Nagito...
Yeah, that has to be.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, the canister was completely sealed shut by a...
You just have to peel off that seal.
That is...
Hold on. Did you say a...
Hajime.
If so, then there's no mistake.
Seriously? That's impossible!
Sonia's words are proof that the... Huh?
I can prove it with this. Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece...
No! The seal I saw on that fire grenade...
You found the aluminum seal and...
There's more. He also found a gas mask.
Did he use...
It's a dangerous poison after all.
So what's the... Nagito put the poison in the grenade cannon, so in the end, he still fucking committed suicide!
You're... The canister wasn't thrown away.
See? I told you.
I admit that there wasn't an In actuality...
What did you say?
Hey! What are you...
What the hell?
Is this not settled?
No, it's not!
Ch-
I'm sorry.
Realized what?
We know Nagito... So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When I thought along those lines...
The horror...
It probably...
I see! Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true...
One of us?
What the...
One of us threw the poison...
Hold on a sec.
It would mean... He...
You said so...
Then who killed...
You mean...
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire?
Crap! I see! It was Nagito, obvious.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused...
I see! That was...
Hey, how many times you...
The next question will be my last. Why did Nagito set the...
I see! Don't tell me. He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to...
He set the fire just so we'd...
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. It was all a trap to make...
Seriously.
I don't know.
Huh? Could it be...
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with... setting up a murder nobody can solve.
What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poison grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point. All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison. And then...
It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but...
Even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him...
Are you fucking serious?
Was his trap all... even the wounds all over his body. It was all the... His true goal was create. He wanted to prove to us.
He probably expected that his fake suit. After all, a However, as you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, for those of you who believe there are meaning, he used not all mysteries can be solved.
That's totally...
It is my fault.
That's not the fucking issue!
It's not...
But what should we do?
It's impossible. Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we could make a
However, Monokuma also...
That's right! There's no way he'd be able to figure that out if Monokuma doesn't know his...
You know, I don't actually need stuff. I know perfectly well I know you use the bath...
Please stop! I will never become cool.
How can you... I'm so chill. I mean, how can you have such an awful power?
So, of course this trial...
Yes, he says. How the...
He's giving up all... No.
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Even though it's just a hunch, there's one way.
Really?
Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito? I want to make sure my Hajime...
Got it. Let's do... here's everything that happened in this case. The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base, Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room. The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere. While we were looking for the bomb, that's when... In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion. First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over he lay down face up, just beneath the... But this was just the beginning of Nagito's... First, he covered his mouth with... He stabbed himself with the knife multiple... Finally... He propped the knife on the plushie. He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. Through all this, Nagito never... His plan still wasn't over. Meanwhile, we finally arrived after seeing his message, but that was part of We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect. The panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenade. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere. The poison gas quickly drifted to the... Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which that poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito... There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't... Which caused him to let go of the rope in his... This is all the information related to His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity. This should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
How about it, Chiaki? Well...
Just as I thought.
You say we just...
What Hajime said is... Did Nagito? He said this to us earlier. That feeling of belief is he believed we'd notice the fire grenades. And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan...
What do you mean?
And what's wrong with...
There's one more thing, remember? something that I want you to try to remember what...
I see! Nagito believed in his talent.
Guess the last thing he could believe in was his own talent.
That's not so strange, really.
But, in his case...
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the... But his luck doesn't have anything to do with...
I just thought... it was straight... He factored in his belief in us. No, there's no way. No, he wasn't just... He probably had a target.
A target?
The target's true identity. That's why he relied on being the ultimate luck. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire. You mean...
He risked his life, but...
He probably risked his life just so...
Who is it? I see! That's it? The traitor.
Then he relied on his luck to...
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end.
Then what he's...
So he was just bluffing.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have...
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have... Damn it! We're all in a huge...
It means he wants us to...
By finding out who the traitor is, that's something he'd say.
Mon ami, it looks like you've got...
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do?
The only thing we can do is believe.
If we don't, then we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
But even if we do believe, I mean, if we don't know who the target...
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the
If, by chance, the traitor revealed, would it have...
Huh?
But they couldn't help because they weren't created to do that.
What's wrong, Chiaki?
That's why...
You want us...
Yeah, I want you to get...
What? What?
Who do you think it is, Hud? Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to...
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're...
Why?
A traitor who can only...
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence.
Seriously!
Who do you think? Hajime.
It's... you? Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Aw, you totally guessed right. Just as expected, I'm the traitor. The agent sent by the future.
Hey, Chiaki.
Chiaki...
I'm sorry.
Hey,
What does this mean?
After all, we have Chiaki. Being a... That is obviously...
Please! What?
Shut the fuck up! We're
No,
Why?
because we already know so the only thing left...
Hold on! If you say you are the traitor, we cannot go until we are satisfied.
Hey, if you're really the traitor...
It's weird, isn't it?
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why... Maybe... Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Favor?
I want you to prove to them.
What? What are you saying?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but... As I expected, that's rather difficult. That's why... The only thing I can do is plead with you. I want you to do it.
Whether I can prove it or not, that's not the problem. Don't you understand? You may as well be asking... There's no...
I'm very sorry.
Looks like It's not like I believe she's the traitor.
If she was just disguised or something...
She's not this 'cause... Chiaki?
Monami?
I'm not part of the same group as that. I don't know anything about...
Hey, are you trying to...
I've always been a... That's why I have no relation...
Hajime.
Chiaki? I hate Chiaki. Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! Hajime, you stupid face! I won't let you! I'll lower your grades! First open and mix! I won't let you! I can't lose! Hajime, you stupid face! I won't let you! First open and mix! Don't defy your teacher! I'll lower your grades! First open and mix! Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! Let's all get along! I'll lower your grades! Hajime, you stupid face! Chiaki and I aren't best friends!
This is the end!
When we investigated Nagito's cottage, I discovered a notebook with a new Sami logo on it. That's your notebook, right?
Don't tell me. That's right! Since I...
So sudden?
Give me that notebook!
Is the traitor's identity...
Nagito was probably looking for that, but you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. However,
You know?
it took me this long. First of all, this isn't Monami's.
Then the one who wrote this...
Someone connected to Monami.
If so, is this like a...
Is it evidence that they were observing our...
But how would you know who the
Because there's an entry... in the notebook. There it is. It's the only one who knew. That's right. That's why Chiaki is the only...
There must be some I mean, What was all that time was that all along?
Miss Sonia.
Chiaki is... She is being...
I'm not... I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you...
Now that you mention it,
She tested it out right away after being...
That doesn't make any sense.
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake.
That is a mistake! Why are you saying such things?
Of course.
I will not believe it! There is... just...
But then nobody will be saved.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
when we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more caught.
There's no way Chiaki would... If that bomb was fake or not, the only person who knew it was me. When I tried to...
Unless you know a whole lot about... There's no way you know if it's fake just by looking at it.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off the... Didn't Chiaki use the card reader right...
If she's a traitor, she would have been...
There's no way Chiaki would have... If that bomb was fake or not! The only person who knew it was a fake was... me, when I tried to detonate it!
Unless you know a whole lot about... There's no way you know if it's fake just by looking at it.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn... Didn't Chiaki use the...
If she's a traitor, she...
There's no way Chiaki... If that bomb was fake or not! The only person who knew it was me, when I tried to...
That's not it. That's not it. Sonia shouldn't have been the only one who knew... Monami was also there when you said so yourself.
Is...
Chiaki heard about it.
Since I've been found out, the reason I couldn't tell anyone I knew the... I would have had to explain how
I did not want to hear that! Enough already. I do not want this anymore.
Sonia.
And does not mean we should... Even if she knew the bomb was fake. That does not prove Chiaki is the traitor! If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too! After all, I also knew the bomb was fake. Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor! If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too! After all, I also knew the bomb was fake.
Knowing it was a fake isn't the problem. What matters is who told. What matters is that she heard it.
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma! Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about this island. Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand. If so, you could not decode. Monami and Chiaki were working together. There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma said so. He knows everything about this island. Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand.
You're right. Monokuma probably knew the bomb was a fake. But Monokuma shouldn't have told anyone either. won't lie at times like this. You are...
Hajime!
That's not it.
It's just, even if Chiaki is the traitor, is it really okay to vote for her? That basically just means...
That's not it.
Telling us to trust...
There's no way I can...
I'm telling you that we shouldn't believe in Monokuma. We have to believe in Chiaki.
Huh?
It doesn't matter. Even if Chiaki is the traitor, I believe in. That Chiaki is saying she wants... So the only thing we can do is believe her.
Damn it.
Hey, there's nothing to be sad about, you know? Unlike before, you guys can stay alive.
Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you? That is just too cruel.
I'm sorry.
Chiaki!
Monami, I'm sorry too. You're probably gonna get scolded, but still, I want to and
It's not up to me to decide. However, I believe we could even call this a miracle.
Hey, what have you two been talking?
I know.
Hey,
You don't have to worry.
Why?
even so.
Damn it!
Damn it.
Congratulations.
Damn it.
Damn it!
I'm sorry.
What?
That is...
I'm sorry. 'Cause... Well...
Why?
Well... I'm sorry.
That is...
Yeah. Like... So...
Yes, indeed.
Are you...
Huh?
Nope. Well... Perhaps...
Hey, come on now.
I can't lose. Hiya!
Huh?
I will no longer let you do as you please.
Stupid! Stop! What do you think?
As they say, we shall die together.
What'd you say?
Huh?
No, no. Ah!
I can't move. If I don't beat you, nobody can.
Stop it, I say! I'm sorry, I lose! Forgive...
Hey! I won't forgive you. I won't let... Hey! Ooh.
What?
Hey!
Too bad!
That's wrong.
Damn it! Hey,
Could it be?
Hey!
In the end, even if Monami ripped... So how about this? This overwhelming despair! Does it make you dizzy from What's this?
I can't lose.
It's okay, Mon. Well, let's believe in that. I'm sorry.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment! Special bleeding service!
Huh?
Uh-huh. Sorry.
That is... You guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect...
Just one last time. There's no need to be a hero. When you do that, you end up blaming. But still, even if people don't acknowledge, cause it...
Bye, everyone. It's okay. It's true. 'Cause...
Bye-bye. Please don't forget about your teacher.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punish... What? Phew.
Huh?
Hey! I shall now present. Whew.
Huh?
Stupid fool!
Hey, No. Hey,
Hey!
Yep.